And I think that it all really manifested in this way that I developed this thyroid condition. And after 2 months of working with Dr. Irene, my labs not only are practically normal, but I feel so much better. All of the physical symptoms, I can really say all of the physical symptoms that I had before are gone almost 100% of the time.
So, thank you so much for offering to let others know about your journey working with me. I appreciate you so much sharing. And I just wanted to start out by asking a couple questions, if that's okay.
Sure.
So, one of the questions I have is so often I find, and this is human nature, that we reach a enough is enough moment,
Mhm.
right? That it's, I'm not so sure I like to call it rock bottom, but it's that, okay, something's got to change now. So, would you feel comfortable just quickly sharing what that was for you?
Um, for me, it was probably when I felt like I couldn't function anymore. I couldn't enjoy anything. I just was in a constant state of worrying about just anything and everything, things that likely would never happen. Just I would automatically go to worst case scenario for everything. And it was just not a functional way to live. And I just realized that I hadn't been happy and I hadn't been living my life because I was just waiting for the other shoe to drop just constantly.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your vulnerability and sharing.
Mhm.
Now, before you started working with me, had you tried anything else before? What worked? What didn't work?
Before working with you, I really try to do a lot of stuff on my own. I would listen to like mindset podcasts and watch like conquering your anxiety things on YouTube and stuff like that. I had worked with therapists in the past and nothing ever felt like it was lasting beyond the time I spent listening to it. Then nothing ever made a real difference.
So what made you decide to work with me?
Just some of the stuff that I heard when I heard you talking on Dr. Eric's podcast, some of the stuff you were saying just sounded like a really outside of the box kind of different approach. You would talk about some things like, I don't know, patterns and stuff, the way we think is even just our unconscious mind. And it just made me realize that a lot of it is bigger than me and my intentions because so much of it is deeper than that, and I would only be able to scratch the surface on my own because it just went so much deeper than that.
Thank you. And so how has working with me changed your life?
I think it's been, gosh, probably almost 2 months, and I just feel like a sense of relief. I feel like not only because I feel better now in this moment, but I feel like I have tools now that I can take with me because I know realistically that stuff's going to happen and I feel better equipped to handle those things because of a lot of the stuff that you've taught me, things that we've gone over, ways that you've helped me kind of reframe my thinking. And it's not easy to do because I've been thinking this way for years. So I feel just very optimistic about handling things in the future and not falling back to the way that I was before.
Thank you. And can you give examples perhaps in your life of like specific things that have changed?
Specifically, I feel like big root cause of my unhappiness for a while, which I think was kind of bottling up and manifesting in all these kind of ways, was that I had found myself in this life path that I never really wanted to be in to begin with because I was just programmed to just play it safe all the time. And I realized through working with Dr. Irene that I don't have to do that, that I can go after something that I really wanted, even if I don't completely know what that is yet. That's not the point. The point is that I don't have to play it safe in order to not be destitute, you know? So I am cutting back on hours at work so that I can discover what I really like and what I want to do. And it's such a freeing feeling because I'm investing time in hobbies and experiences and time back that's my actual life. And that is super meaningful.
And the you, say 3 months ago, could
Mhm.
you have imagined that today you would be giving up security and a full-time job to live the life you want?
It's funny you say that because I had thought about it a lot, but I would always like push it away because I felt like it was just idealistic and just kind of just an unrealistic way to think that I could ever do something different or just I just made so many decisions in my life out of fear that I never thought that that this would be a realistic place to find myself in. And now that I'm here, there's still that little voice in my head that sometimes tries to tell me that I'm crazy for making this decision, but I'm stronger than that now and I've done enough work to know that that's not real. And I never would have thought that I could make this decision. So, I'm really happy.
Thank you. So, as part of your enough is enough moment, I remember you telling me, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but there was a physical reason you also reached out to me. Do you mind sharing that?
Yeah, so I also developed an autoimmune disease and I feel like a big part of my emotional unhappiness and just like overall life dissatisfaction plays a big part in health, and I think that it all really manifested in this way that I developed this thyroid condition. And after 2 months of working with Dr. Irene, my labs not only are practically normal, but I feel so much better. All of the physical symptoms, I can really say all of the physical symptoms that I had before are gone almost 100% of the time.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it is. I'm really, really happy about that.
That's awesome.
I didn't think it would happen so fast.
Wonderful. I'm so I'm so happy for you. You've
Thank
definitely
you.
put in the final
Mhm.
question, Victoria. If somebody is considering working with me, taking one of our programs, working with the Institute, what would you tell them?
I would say it's worth doing this for yourself because it's worth the investment. There's so much value and it's going to be unlike anything you've tried before. I can almost guarantee that. And I just know Dr. Irene wants the best for you and she's very, very relatable and she's supportive and it's really worth putting that investment into yourself and just taking a chance because I never thought that I would feel this good this quickly, and I look forward to working with Dr. Irene more in the future.
Thank you so much, Victoria. Appreciate your sharing.